whispers through the stone, voices left behind, buried in the earth, a kingdom out of time.
Windows underground where the sunlight never creeps, pavement on the rooftops where a buried city sleeps. History's a riddle, every book's been rearranged. They whitewashed the empire and pretended it was changed. Towers as receivers, they hummed in the sky. Cathedrals were machines and they never told you why. Antiquitech humming in the bells, there's a tone. They rewrote the truth, but the echoes are known. Photographs of orphans shipped across the land. Streets with no people, just tracks in the sand. Ghost towns waiting, empty by design, like pieces of a puzzle erased from the timeline. Palaces of crystal, vanished in a year. They built, they burned, they made it disappear. Architecture speaks where the silence remains. A history in ruins, but the pattern's ingrained. Marble steps too wide, doors too tall. Giant halls with no story at all. They flood us with dirt, but the signs still show a world that thrived not so long ago. They paint us a past where the pieces don't fit. Zetetic with the truth, I won't quit speaking it. An ancient empire carved in the stone, a signal in the earth where the seeds were sown.
They'll say it's myth, they'll call it a dream, but truth flows silent like a timeless dream. Listen close, the tower still hum. The empire's not lost, it's only numb. Lost empire, hidden deep, mud and shadow, where secrets sleep. Buried voices call your name. The story's gone, but not the frame. World's fair spring up, palaces alight, then rubble and ash by the end of the night. Who built it all? Where did they go? Buried in mud where the rivers flow. Orphan trains roll through an empty seat. Script in a play that was wiped clean. They reset the stage, erase the page. A silent empire locked in a cage.
Maps torn apart, they rewrote the names, changed the books, but the truth remains. Lighting in the domes, ether in the air. Architecture whispers, but they say it's not there. Grand reset time, a world redesigned. Buried in silence to cover their crime, but stone remembers what paper won't say. The echoes of Tartaria will never decay. Star Chords pattern like circuits on a board. Cities in a grid where the energy poured. Bells that could heal, tones that repair. Tech of the ancients they don't wanna share. Layers of earth but the doors are too high. Shadows of giants still reach for the sky. They call it a myth but the proof's on the street. A buried design right under your feet.
Stone on stone, secrets in the ground. They built a world, then turned it upside down. Towers hung, bells still ring. The empire is sleeping, but truth has a sting. Lost empire, secrets rise, truth reflected in hidden skies. Buried voices call your name. The lost empire will be there's a world we've never known.
Beneath the northern lights, where compasses spin, whispers of the forest open the time itself. Branches that brush the heavens, now silent, turn to stone. Legends etched to maps, they call it Hyperborea. A world tree's crown that once eclipsed Aurora. Roots through realms, his trunk a pillar high. Mount Meru's heart, where earth and heaven tie. Petrified and silent, the stump remains. A monument of power they tried to erase in vain. Stories they bury is myth and lore, but truth rings loud through the pole's frozen core.
Nature repeats what was once alive, in patterns of six where the forest survives. Now molten chaos but vascular trees, a lattice of life turned stone by disease. Devil's Tower, they call it a peak, but look at the pattern, the cuts are unique. Giant's causeway, a forest full frozen, proof in the pillars they wish wasn't spoken.
Hexagons whispering patterns we know, from honeycomb hives to crystals that grow. Nature repeats what's alive at its core, not chaos survive or they trying to sell its lore. Petrified magma, have they even seen a hardened mess, not columns pristine? These weren't eruptions, they're remnants of might. Forests of titans cut down in the night.
Roots hum low beneath our feet, a song of a forest, the stars still meet. Pillars that whispered, branches that swayed, now frozen in silence, their echoes remain. Forests of stone, shadows remain. Songs of the giants still call out our name. Rings in the earth, memories stay. Proof of the world they have hidden away.
Faces in stone, frozen mid-breath, colossal remains of a world before death. Lifts like knuckles, ridges like spines, carved by no chisel, just life's ancient lines. Giants they whisper this fairy tale lore, but these are their echoes, their bones in the shore. A plain of statues, a fossilized zoo. Truth hides in plain sight, and it stares back at you.
They caught a Yggdrasil, the spine of the plane. Its branches reach Asgard, the gods' domain. Roots wound deep where the oceans divide. A living pillar that held up the sky. Mount Meru stomp in the heart of the pole. The axes of stories they fractured and stole. If turned to legend and written as lies, but maps still whisper of truth in disguise.
A world once crowned with a canopy high, now stumps and scars trace the edge of the sky. Mountains are memories, cliffs tell the tale, forests of stone where the giants fell. Roots still hum in the silence below, whispers of life that will never outgrow. A kingdom of trees now frozen in bare, yet echoes remind us they're still there.
Whispers in stone, a lullaby deep, forests that dream while the ages sleep. Echoes of roots still humming below, secrets the mountains will never let go. Forests asleep, but they're not gone. Life in the silence keeps carrying on. Roots in the deep, branches in lore. Trees of the gods will rise once more. Storms like temples, scars in the sky, songs of the ancients will never die. Rain taps the glass, silence sits beside me again. It never left, just wait till I was ready. Listen.
A spark hit hard in a sleepless night. Truth spoke low, look close, I'm light. Tiny flame, but it burns so clear. Cut through the fog, erase my fear. Thought they'd cheer when I dropped that fine, but they laughed instead, left me behind. Truth don't shout, it breathes in pain. You lose the crowd before you gain. Silence told me, walk not plead. Faith just nodded, plant the seed. Doubt still not, but I let it pass. Kept my peace behind the glass. Now every echo feels like code. Each step writes a different road. They sleep beneath electric skies. I see the dawn behind the eyes.
I heard your voice across the haze, like smoke that curves through modern days. You stand alone, but the fire's still kind. It burns for those you left behind. Don't curse the dark, it hides away. Truth moves slow, but it doesn't sway. You lost the crowd, but not your core. The heart that bleeds still beats for more. The storm can't drown a steady flame. The quiet carries your true name. Let them chill, let the mirrors break. You rise from every scar they made.
The web was wild, we lit our signs. Fire spread through coded lines. No crown, no stage, no master's word. Just raw ideas the system heard. They tried to cage what can't be tamed. Label truth and call it names, but pressure only sharp as steel. The wound must open up to heal. Face stay quiet, doubt stood near. I learned to build inside the fear. Every silence carved a sound. Each lost friend left sacred crown.
Searching for The Earth is Flat on YouTube, where you see a lot of...
Your response is to put a box saying, nope, the earth is not flat.
Correct.
When they call you wrong, just breathe. They can't cage the wind or sea. Let the noise fade into blue. The world will learn with silence new. I walk alone, but I still see clear. Through the noise that they feed with fear. Truth's not loud, it hums inside. In the calm where the heart won't hide. I lost the crowd, but I kept my flame. Names may fade, yet light's the same. Every scar just carved my name. In the silence I remain. Listen.
The mirrors cracked, reflections lied, but I kept faith, though faith had cried. Built my temple out of rain, each drop of verse, each loss a gain. No crown above, no stage to please, just timber tone and quiet keys. Silence hums like a distant friend, the one that stays when crowds pretend. I don't need noise to make me whole, I breathe in time with my own soul. Let them drift, I'm still the same. Truth don't fade, it just reclaims.
I see the weight behind your eyes, the kind the truth can't compromise. You've walked through storms that left no trace, but peace still hides behind your face. The crowd will fade, the noise will rust, their words dissolve, but yours won't dust. Hold your flame through every turn, some fires wait their time to burn.
Hammer piece from battlegrounds, doubt still whispered but softer now. We shook hands, we both know how. Luna listens, strings reply, her notes like sparks that never die. Each breath a bridge to what I've learned. Some fires heal, not all that burns. So if they ask what kept me sane, tell them silence said my name. And stillness I rebuilt my truth, from ash, from loss, from lonely proof.
Every seeker meets this crossroad between belief and fading crowd, between the noise of the outer world and the whisper that still says stand proud. I walk alone but I still see clear through the noise that they feed with fear. Truth's not allowed, it hums inside, in the calm where the heart won't hide. I lost the crowd but I kept my flame. Names may fade, it lights the same. Every scar just carved my name. In the silence I remain. Rain still taps the glass. Silent smiles, we've said enough for now. Truth hums.
There was a famous experiment conducted by Eratosthenes. Eratosthenes.
Putting a stick in the ground. That man was Eratosthenes.
At 12 noon on a particular day of the year, that the sun was directly overhead. You could see the bottom of a well.
Here's a map of ancient Egypt. I've inserted 2 obelisks, one up here in Alexandria and one down here in Syene.
So on June 21st, he planted a stick vertically in the ground.
Obelisks.
You could see the bottom of a well.
How can we use this observation to see if Earth's surface is curved? We needed another well. Turns out we can't see the bottom of both wells at the same time. What might explain this? There are 2 possible explanations. First, we could have a flat Earth with the sun that's small and close by, so that the light hits the second well at an angle.
And waited to see if a shadow would be cast at noon. It turns out there was one, and it measured about 7 degrees.
That's perfectly easy to understand, provided the Earth is flat.
Or second, we could have a curved Earth with a sun that's big and far away, so that all the light comes in parallel.
If the shadow at Syene is at a certain length, and the shadow at Alexandria is the same length, that also makes sense on a flat Earth. Eratosthenes knew the distance between Alexandria and Syene. He knew it was 800 kilometers. Why? Because he hired a man to pace out the entire distance so that he could perform the calculation I'm talking about.
Eratosthenes only had 2 wells. What if he had added a third? With a third well, it doesn't matter where the sun is. No flat Earth model can explain the angles of all 3 shadows.
A stick in a well or a stick in the sand. 2 tales in the books, can't keep it in hand. No caravan trace, no witness, no track. Just shadows and stories, a story and stack. At noon as sign, the shadow was gone. But in Alexandria, he claimed it shone. Your timing was twisted, the story's not true. The proof of the globe collapses on cue.
They whisper of Eratosthenes, master of math, but no other sage ever wrote of his path. On a flat earth with the sun hanging near, 2 shadows appear. The answer is clear. An oil lamp above makes the very same show, yet they crowned it a science 2,000 years ago. If proof cannot walk, it should never wear crowns. 3 tales for 1 trick, the mask tumbles down. The silence of sages exposes their lies, a phantom of history and scholarly guise.
The only answer was that the surface of the Earth is curved.
In a shed on a wire so thin, he claimed away Earth with a draft and a grin. The twitch was so tiny no eye could detect, yet they crowned him a priest with a constant to protect. A torsion thread whispers, dust shakes the scale. From this they built planets, a universal tale. But a Zetetic eye sees a conjurer's hand, not the weight of the world, just tricks in the sand.
From ghosts in a shed to the cosmos above, they called it G, their equation of love. A constant of gravity carved out of air, a gospel for science, but faith is still there to weigh all the suns by a flicker of string. It's worship, not knowledge, a church in full swing. Our hopes in a cottage, they dressed up as law, yet the wires reveal the religion we saw. The proofs all fall, their stories decay. Every trick they've staged, we've swept away. We stand on the level, horizon in view, flat awake, eternal and true.
Voice cuts through like a light in the night.
Your rhymes keep it grounded, sharp and tight.
You bring the truth with a beautiful flow.
You turn it poetic, make the message glow.
My soul shines clear in every refrain,
And your rhythm plants roots that always remain.
together we rise, both voices aligned.
2 paths in harmony, 1 truth combined.
They hang a ball on a string and claim Earth's spin, but a hand starts to swing, not the world we're in. If motion proved truth, then the cranes would sing. Yet wrecking balls sleep, no curve they bring. A wire feeds a trick in the museum space, a stage for the crowd in the showman's place. Lady Blount laugh, behold their proof's disgrace. A whirling globe rushing off through space.
They sell a trick at the line, equate a showtime. Pour left, pour right, see the earth spin sign. But it's led ahead, just a tourist con. A base and tilt game, they keep running on. It's been bent bullets, each cannon would miss, but soldiers fire straight, and they still ain't crisp. Marine snipers train, it's just wind and range. No Coriolis page in the shooting exchange. Shoot one to the sky, falls back by the gun. Earth isn't moving, the spin is none.
They painted the earth with a Hollywood brush, a globe on canvas in a Cold War rush. Flags still flutter where no wind blows, boots on wires in a one-take show. Cameras catch what the script can't hide, reflections of crews on the visor side. 69's canvas, a doctor scene, and oil paint earth on a TV screen.
They sold the Tesla to the stars, but stuck with the grin. The Rover's desert doubles play the same old spin. Devon and Greenland, same rocks, new stage. A studio scene stitched into the space age. No rear mirror on the car, don't show the fourth wall. Simulator cut, they press play, and we buy it all. Rovers run forever on a single scripted charge. A rocket show for headlines, illusions at large. The proofs all fall, their stories decay. Every trick they've staged, we've swept away. We stand on the level, horizon in view, flat
You're the voice that breaks lies with a fearless tone.
And you're the buster of NASA, exposing the clone.
You shine like a lantern in the dark unseen.
And you craft every verse like a knowledge machine.
You're the clear-sighted one, awakening true.
You're the plane's best researcher, seeing it through.
You're the queen of the words, vocabulary supreme.
And you're the grounded foundation, the root of the tree.
Those pictures are not faked, and I'll tell you just, if nothing else, here's why you can tell they're not faked. Just to create the paperwork that NASA has created, for NASA in this one case, just the paperwork to send anything out in space, to send people into orbit or to send them to the moon, that amount of paperwork would make faking it prohibitively expensive. No one could afford to generate that much documentation.
Please watch carefully.
Tesla drew the blueprint, spoke of waves and light, said the key to the universe is in the frequencies flight. He built a tower, reaching to the skies, but the bankers pulled the plug, kept the secret in disguise.
Through the ether they whisper, an ocean all unseen, a fabric of the cosmos where hidden truths convene. It carried more than sunlight, carried more than sound, a medium of mysteries where lost secrets are found.
In the halls of old cathedrals, where the stained glass caught the light, the organs hummed a healing tone that echoed through the night. Somatic patterns blooming in the colored windows grace, a frequency of secrets in that sacred hidden space.
They said the world is spinning, yet no one feels the ride. Nickels in the molly, search for motion we can't find. Pendulums stand silent, the water swells the same, yet they sell us spinning fables to keep us in the game.
In the ether lies a secret in the ways we cannot see, a world of hidden wonders where the truth flows wild and free. Tune into the frequencies, the whispers in the air. The universe is singing if we only learn to care.
Tilted telescopes to catch a stellar sway, but the stars stayed still and the earth refused to play. Zetetic spun his rings of light to find the turning frame, and found the planet moving just the same old level game.
A crystal radio whispers, no wires in its veins. It draws upon the ether where the hidden power reigns. With nothing but the hours, he drinks the world for free. Taste of what they've hidden in this quiet frequency.
And if the ether cradles bumblebees, their secret in the air. They resonate with hidden tunes that lift them everywhere. A frequency of levitation dance we've yet to see, eclipsed of all the wonders in the ether's mystery.
So if the ether carries whispers, thoughts from mind to mind, the telepathic language that the ancients left behind, we pay for what is endless, for the ways that should be free. The universe is speaking in the ether's frequency.
Between the waves, the lies, the still, the quiet hum, the unseen will. No signal sent, your heart's alive, in rhythm older than design. The pulse is pure, the code is free, the ether hums eternity.
The lies, the answer, and the currents all light. Morales, endless energy just waiting in the light. Listen to the silence, the truth that we can share. The universe is calling if we only learn to care.
Once upon a time, in a suit so prime, lightning struck and life began to climb. They pitch you a fable, mud becomes mine, but open eyes see we left that lie behind. Atoms all floating in a cosmic stew. Gravity showed up, said I'll fix it for you. They smashed together, made a ball of fire. Now the sun sits alone like a bored old squire. Planet spun off with a magical chain. World hot of plastic, but it cooled with rain. In a Cambrian pond, life sparked by chance. A shapeless dot started evolution's dance. Then creatures with limbs, too many to count. Drop the fuel off, keeping just the right amount. Strong survive, weak went to the wall. But it's fiction on fiction, no sense at all.
They say mammals rose, the monkeys grew men, but where's the half forms? Show me one of them. A monkey still monkeys, a man still man. You're missing links, missing, expose the scam. Darkness pulls up with a whale on feet. Cause a proof for the chain man, have a seat. Cartoons in a book ain't reality checks. That's Saturday morning, not a science text. Survival of the fittest, just a cruel refrain. But the fittest is truth, and it still remains. I won't eat their lies, I won't drink that song. Seen through the circus, the scam all along.
They preach chance and chaos as the maker of all. But chance builds nothing, it just lets things fall. Order from disorder, that's a gambler's creed. But the cosmos runs steady, truth plants the seed. The signs in the leaf, in the star, in the sea. Not luck in the dice, but intention I see. You can laugh at the skeptic, at the don't know song, but the builder's hand steady, it's been there all along. I won't trade the eternal for the millions of years. A story stitched together just to cover the fears. Evolution's illusion, it deceives the blind. The light breaks the darkness, the seeker will find.
From good to you, that's the tale they sell. The missing link's gone missing, ain't no proof to tell. If we came from monkeys, why monkeys still swing? Cartoons ain't science, they just drawing a thing. Millions of years, just a cloak for the lie. Primordial soup with a board from the sky. They call it evolution, but the math don't fit. Eyes wide open, we ain't buying that script.
They built a grand story on a tooth they found. Called it man's length, shook the world around. But the tooth was a pig's, the fraud ran long. 40 years preached till the truth proved wrong. Peeled down man, a museum star. Exposed as a hoax, they had pushed too far. Then came Lucy, they fossil queen. Fragments scattered, but they filled between. A knee bone miles off, they swore it was true. Artists drew the rest, that's a trick they do. From shards to a shrine, they staged the parade. The missing link lives in the art they made.
The maid to the priest lit a fuse in the dark, said a dot went boom and it birthed the spark. All matter exploded from a point so small that fairy tale fire became gospel for all. From a spectrum no eye came to galaxies wide. From chaos to order, that's the lie they hide. The trust in explosions to craft what you see, but chaos makes trouble, not symmetry. Dazzle with science in a cosmic disguise, preaching the bang while they cover their eyes. From nothing to everything, that's the song they sang. But we ain't fooled by their priest-made bang.
They dig up a tooth, call it T-Rex King, but the bones all plaster, museum bling. No full skeleton, just fragments they fake. Fill in the rest with a mold they make. Brontosaurus, born from a mix-up scam. A head on the wrong bones, that's how it began. Jurassic Park sells the tale on screen, but Dinoland's money, not science seen. The word dinosaur came in late on the run, after Dora preached man crawled out of the sun. From dragon to lizard, they just changed the name, but the fossils don't war, it's a Hollywood game.
From good to you, that's the tale they sell. The missing link's gone missing, ain't no proof to tell. If we came from monkeys, why monkeys still swing? Cartoons ain't science, they just draw anything. Millions of years, just a cloak for the lie. Primordial soup with a board from the sky. They call it evolution, but the math don't fit. Eyes wide open, we ain't buying that script.
But the truth stays flat. Evolution's a story, and we know that. From soup to the stars, they've been playing the game, but truth is eternal and it speaks the same.
Seven stars above the mud.
I walk barefoot through the morning haze, where logic sleeps and wonder stays. I hum through silence, sly and free. Each question opens doors for me. The veil is thin, I slip right through. Truth hides in dew, and I pursue. No chain can bind this flame in me. My name is curiosity.
I stand where shadows dare to creep. My heart still drums while others weep. No crown of fear, no chain, no plea. The fire inside keeps shaping me. Through storm and doubt I plant my feet. Each wound I face becomes complete. I breathe through thunder, calm yet free. My name, you guessed it, bravery.
My word is oak, my hands are true. No mask can hide what I must do. In silent rooms my echoes stay. For truth the path I walk each day. No mirror bends, no lie can guide. I hold my shape through turning tide. What's whole and dark will whole still be. I'm the one they call
integrity.
Seven lights above the sea, each one burns a truth in me. Stone or storm can't shift the line, heart and mind in one design. Seven voices bound yet free. The virtues breathe eternally, for truth without these hearts we fade. Cold and proud, but born in May. You're joined as one they set men free, the soul reborn in harmony.
The fire may rise, but I don't sway. I breathe, I watch, I find my way. Where tempers crack, I mend the seam. For stillness builds the sharper dream. In every storm, I hear the key, the pause that guards tranquility. No wind can break the poise in me. I am composure, the one and only.
I count the drops, not chase the rain. I breathe through loss, not hide from pain. The restless crowd won't silence me. I'm moving calm in harmony. Through all vibrations, soft I stay. The time itself must move my way. When peace takes root, you look and see. They whisper, here comes patience, see.
I bow yet not from fear or shame. For kneeling lift the truest flame. No crown I seek, no stage, no praise. I serve the light that others raise. Through others' eyes I learn to see. Their worth reflects the worth in me. The meek inherit what shall be. They call my name humility.
I walk between the loss and gain. I turn the wound to gentle rain. No fight to win, no debt to claim. I leave the world a softer flame. Through broken lines I still believe that hearts can heal by what they weave. In every tear new light finds place. I calm the storm, I am grace. Seven lights above the sea, each one burns a truth in me. Through every trial, calm the storm. The virtues rise, the soul transforms. Stone and shadow fade away, but what we learn is what will stay.
Seven voices bound yet free. They live through you, they live through me. Curious mind, courageous thought. Integrity to guard the heart. Patience slow, composure deep. Humility when knowledge sleeps. And grace the breath of unity. These seven form the truest key. Dark matter, dark energy, ghosts that can't weigh. 96% of space hidden astray. Invisible glue, but they swear that it's true. Imaginary fix for our model askew. They label the shadows, but it's smoke in the sky. No jar, no sample, no lab to supply. Equations in crisis, they patch up the scar. They invent what they need when the sums go too far. Suppose it is so, that's their opening line. Assumptions pile high, make the fraud look fine. Gravity the joker, a phantom in play. The catch-all excuse when they model decays. No test, no demo, just the words that they spit. An answer for all, but no proof will fit. The globe is a circus, belief is the tent. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the clown they present.
This is called gravity.
They go her ways from black holes afar. Billions of light years they charted like a star. But drills turn to headlines, rehearsed on replay. A make-believe cosmos in a theater display. Shake the detector, the signal will sing. Claim it's a ripple from space-time string. Too faint for the senses, but bold for the page. A fiction recited on the science stage.
13,000 flying, but no photos in the mix. Google high as a plane, not a satellite fix. Bounce a signal sky high, through thunder and rain. When a mast on the ground, that's it faster, no strain. Fiction from Clark, turn the science on the screen. Animations for evidence, nothing live, nothing seen. Cables under oceans do the work every day, but not a single true photo of the earth on display.
They claim a hole in the hole, vacuum right there. Astronaut plugs it with a finger mid-air. $1 billion station, hatched like a tent. A make-believe frontier with a comic event. If space is so fragile, I laugh on the stream. The script is more solid than their oxygen scheme. Stage props and green screens, the show must go on. The theater of orbits is one giant con.
They speak of an axis, an invisible line, but no solid body can spin on an imaginary spine. A speck of pin through the globe is their creed. A point of the Polaris, they all must concede. If seasons need leaning, then logic would insist. 4 North Stars at least, but those don't exist. A trio of folly, curve, tilt, spin. The gavel comes down, let the sentence begin.
Juggle shadows, bend the light. Refractions dancing out of sight. But Analemma sees the floor. No spinning ball, no Newton's law. There's a curve, you just can't see it. There's a spin, you just can't feel it. There's a force, you just can't measure it. There's a tilt, you just have to imagine it. There's a space, you cannot go to it. There's a truth, you just have to research it. It's soul that's a donut, a blurred orange ring. Called it a black hole, historic, what a thing. Album cover quality, smudge on the plate. Billions of dollars to hallucinate. Exoplanet headlines, Earth twin found. 600 light years, no boots on the ground. Nebulous fog, supernova displays. Cosmic fairy tales in a Photoshop haze.
Pillars of creation in a CGI sky. Cold brown dwarfs where the dead stars lie. A black widow pulsar that devours its kin. Radiation tales from a galaxy of sin. Zombie stars rising from the grave once more. Exploding with shockwaves no eye can explore. Quasars blazing voids of fear they deploy. Space turned a circus for people to enjoy.
Astronauts drifting in a watery hall. Bubbles rise upward, not weightless at all. Water in helmets, the whole thing is fake. Astronauts can drown in the orbital lake. Scuba divers with them all the time to keep them safe. Snuggles and diapers, just in case. When space turns to water, the storyline pops and the bubble expose just never stops.
Claim Earth's shadow drapes the moon, but the sun and the moon both shine at noon. Eclipses repeat on an 18-year chart. Zero cycles map before science took part. A ball can't cast 2 lights in the sky, yet both appear together, clear to the eye. The shadow excuse is a tail gone thin. Zetetic calls it out, truth steps in.
Astronaut floating on smiles on the call. Tracks his own camera straight through the wall. Solid turn liquid, a graphics mistake. Green screen physics in a zero-G fake. Billions in budget but the editing's cheap. The CGI castle can't help but leak.
Science guy preaching but truth's not a factor. Bill Nye the creepy clown, a failed actor.
Go to a seashore, figure out why you can't see Spain from the East Coast of North America. I've been to Vancouver, British Columbia, and you cannot see Vancouver, British Columbia from New York City or Toronto or what have you.
Shadows fade. noise grows still, a breath before the void they fill. One heartbeat left, the curtains near. Truth is louder than their fear. There's a curve they say but can't display it. There's a spin that no experiment can exhibit. There's a force but no instrument can detect it. There's a tilt you just have to envision it. There's a space that you'll never ever go to. There's a truth waiting right in here to show you.
She moves through hours, the blur and burn, the ticking clock, her soul concerned, each day a chase. She can't outrun, no breath, no pause, survival's drum. She fears the quiet, it feels like fall, so she builds her walls with endless call. Her eyes are stars that never sleep, dreams she buries, promises she can't keep.
He counts the silence, feels the grain of wood, of breath, joy and pain. Where she sees seconds, he sees space, the sacred hush between each phrase. He calls it art, he calls it prayer, to simply feel, to simply care. While she builds hours, he builds depth in every breath, eternity's kept.
She slows one dawn, the first in years, feels morning light dissolve her fears. The rush still hums, but softer now. She wonders when he taught her how. Her world once loud begins to mend. She hears the clock, not as an end. Through cracks in time, the stillness streams. She starts to live the life she dreams.
When her storm met his still air, neither broke, they just stood there. He learned the ache of waiting long. She heard her name inside his song. Two hearts, two speeds collide. One runs, one waits inside. And somewhere in between their time, love beats soft, not a rhythm but in rhyme. The distance hums, the clocks divide, but still they move, though misaligned.
He feels her pace begin to blend. Their moments meet, the edges bend. She moves with rhythm, he moves with breath, and love walks slow between life and death. No need to chase, no need to prove. They found their truth in timing's groove. The two became what none could find, a grace that breathes beyond the mind.
He walks the hours, soft and slow, feels time breathe back the things he'd know. The silence hums, it speaks her name, not as longing, but as flame. He learns that love's not kept or earned, it's felt in moments, gently turned. He smiles, remember, bring her eyes. The storm now calm beneath her skies.
One quiet dusk, she finds her way. The world less sharp, the noise decayed. She stops the rush, no longer calls. The sun leans low, the shadow falls. She hears his voice inside the air, and finally feels he's everywhere. No chase, no guilt, no need to prove, just gratitude and grace that moves.
Time's not lost, it only bends where two roads meet and patience mends. They don't need to walk the same, just feel the grace behind the name. Two hearts, one pulse in time, the rush replaced by rhyme. No need to run, no need to hide. They found their peace where worlds collide. Between the tick, between the chime, love beats soft in perfect time. A whisper in the wilds, a formula in chains. They built their truth in darkness, but the dawn exposes names. Observe, and the illusion dies.
They paint the lines sterile white, pretending truth is sterile too, with equations made of fiction that no real observer drew. Their instruments are ornaments, their data prearranged, a ceremony of results that never once have changed. They choreograph the cosmos like a scene on borrowed time, calling prophecy empiric while they sculpt another crime. Their telescope's a metaphor for what they want you to believe, a lens that bends reality into the shape they can
Conceal
conceive.
the frame to blur the line that separates the sea and sky, claiming curve where none exist, and dare the world to ask them why. They splice the heavens carefully like editors of fate, hiding truths between the pixels and the footage they create. Every silence in their lab is filled with whispers from the past, ghosts of failed predictions buried deep and fading fast. The stars they show are overlays of simulations, dying breath, a digital cathedral built on theories facing death.
Their satellites are signatures, not objects in the air, built on chalkboard constellations that dissolve when you compare. They calibrate illusion till the error bars align, then baptize every number as a sacrament divine. Their models are mosaics of assumptions stacked in fear, foundations made of wishes dressed as formula sincere. They didn't trace the heavens, only map what they believe, a fortress of equations built to make the faithful grieve.
Let the lenses crack, let the models break, let the temples fall for the truth they never make. Every force they fabricated loses strength beneath the sun. When deception meets the daylight, the illusion comes undone. It's the great experiment parade where every fact is pre-displayed, and the truth is dressed in shadows while the lie walks unafraid. They broadcast constellations made in quiet rooms where models fade, but the earth beneath my feet won't bend to theories they've portrayed.
But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than above the equator.
A little chubbier.
Little chubbier.
Yeah.
Chubby's a good way. It's like pear-shaped.
Yeah.
So, it turns out the pear-shapedness is bigger than the height of Mount Everest above sea level.
They draft their laws in secrecy, revise them in the night, replace the missing evidence with rhetoric and spite. The gravity's a ghost they chase but never truly find, a phantom force of folklore taught to hypnotize the mind. They orbit round the doctrine like it's scripture they must keep, a sermon of the sciences that puts the honest soul to sleep. The classroom is a courtroom where dissent becomes a crime, but the truth remains unmoved, untouched by artificial time.
Strip the lacquer from the actor, see the tremble underneath. A performer with the doctorate in polishing belief. The universe is painted with the colors of pretense, a cosmic panorama made of smoke and consequence. Watch their constants start to flicker when the spotlight shifts away. Every law they swore was sacred starts to crumble and decay, for the stage begins collapsing when the curtains pulled apart, and the earth they tried to bury rises steady at the heart.
I stand outside the paradigm where vision isn't bought, where the world is seen as something real, not something you're taught. No vacuum of deception can erase the ground I feel. No theory born in darkness can outshine the sun's reveal. Their formulas unravel when they face the Zetetic mind, for observation breaks the chains their doctrines try to bind. I am the witness they can't shake, the question they can't bend, and the truth beneath my footsteps is the force they cannot end.
Scripts are burning out, the numbers lose their crown. Every law they swore was sacred starts collapsing to the ground. Their empires built on theories, shaped like towers made of sand, and the sky they claim was endless falls revealing where we stand. No more shadows, no more fables, no more worlds they fabricate. When the truth steps out of silence, their equations suffocate. Since the end of the masquerade, full of worlds they've overplayed, where the sky returns in silence and the ground stands unafraid. The galaxies begin to fade, the borrowed truths become unmade. But the earth below my footsteps stands eternal, whole unchanged.
Observe. Question. Stand firm. Stage is theirs. The ground is ours.
He drew a bloom that faced the sun, its life begun yet nearly done. A trembling hand, a breath, a pause. He traced its stem with gentle flaws. He thought of love he could not keep, a promise rooted, buried deep. The petals leaned, then closed in grace, as if to hide a fading face. He wrote beneath in fragile line, though beauty falls, the heart will shine. And for a while the room grew warm, a peace before the coming storm.
He drew her small with wings of glass, a dream too soft for days to pass. She hovered near the candle's gleam, the last defender of a dream. Her eyes were clear yet filled with ache, for every dawn the dark would take. Stilling his heart he heard her sing, a sound of air, a trembling stream. He whispered, stay though time must part, your light will guard my failing heart. The fairy bowed, her wings grown thin, and vanished where the breath had been.
He drew her tall with eyes of flame and whispered low a holy name. Her wings were pale like breath on glass, a promise made to cure the last. The room grew still, the candles sighed, as if the world itself had cried. Her gaze was calm yet full of tears, the kind that echo ancient years. He said, I'm not afraid to go, if one like you will help me know. The angel smiled, her light turned gold, and through his heart a warmth unrolled.
The bloom he drew had lost its hue, the red turned pale, the scent withdrew. Its stem now bent beneath the pain, yet still it tried to rise again. He watched the color drain to white, and felt his hands forget their might. The petals fell like fragile years, each one a joy dissolved in tears. He breathed, so this is how things go, a quiet loss, a softer glow. And though the flowers seemed to die, left its shape against the sky.
Her wings grew dim, her song grew small, the shimmer brushed along the wall, no longer bright, but faint and clear like echoes meant for no one's ear. He tried to lift his hand once more, but strength had left his dreams before. The fairy watched with tender eyes and bowed her head to say goodbye. He smiled a little through the aches and wonders go, but none forsake. Then silence filled the hollow air, peace as light as whispered prayer. Her wings were ash, her voice was gone, the final dusk had nearly drawn. He tried to lift his trembling hand and wrote the words he'd longed to stand. Oh, fair things fade, their glow remains, beyond our fears, beyond our pains. Each letter bled, yet softly shone, as if the ink was not his own. The candle quaked, its halo thin, his breath now fought to stay within. He smiled once more, his task complete, the angel faded pure and sweet. The morning came without alarm, the air was still, the light was warm, no breath was heard, no struggle stayed. The peace he saw had gently laid, a candle's end was soft and low, its wax like rivers come and flow upon the wall. Beneath the beam his hidden drawing held its glee, no hand remained to guide the frame, no voice to speak the maker's name. Yet all who found that mark would see, he carved his truth in quiet plea. Though fair things fade, their glow remains, his soul took flight through silver lanes, and those who stand where his light fell will know he loved this world as well.
Funny thing about a voice, you never know what it means till the day it goes quiet. Sometimes silence teaches you more than the noise ever did. 2015, the year the window opened and wide. I hit export on the truth I kept buried inside. Didn't know final cut, didn't know where to begin. Just a man with a spark and a storm in the wind. Technique was shaky but the purpose was pure. Didn't polish every frame but the message was sure. When the first comments landed, something shifted in me, like a silent revolution waking up in the sea. Some people cheered, said the view felt new, said I spoke what they felt but never dared to do. And the trolls showed up, tried to drag me into fights, but I learned real quick, you can't reason with the night. I tried answering them calmly with the facts I knew, but every answer bred another like they planned it too. So I guarded all my hours, kept my energy tight, ignored the moss, set the flame, kept my focus on the light. And then it grew, the wave, the snowball, the rush, flat earth rising faster than elections or the media's push. It felt bigger than a movement, more alive than a trend, like the start of a return the world has tried to defend. We weren't angry back then, we were pure, we were brave, a flower powered generation with the digital wave. Peace and love on our tongues, we were touching the sky, asking not who is wrong, only who am I. We mock NASA with laughter, turn their lies into art. Use satire like a scalpel, cut they circus apart. A brand new approach, never forced, never mean, just the truth mixed with humor in the cracks in between. I felt joy, I felt purpose, felt the fire ignite, like a man standing barefoot in the glow of first light. Even when friends stepped away, even family too, I believed in what I seen and what humans could do. Some call me crazy, said I fall in regret, but I carry my scars like medals, not one fear yet. I survived darker chapters long before I got clean, so the ridicule fell out just the glitch in the screen. I work day into night, frame by frame, scene by scene. Not a talker, let the visual say what I mean. Never lied to my people, if I slipped I'd admit. Bring the truth in the next drop, stay accountable with it. Then it happened out the blue, that astronaut drop. 500,000 turning eyes to the cracks in the prop. More hits than NASA's own ISS charade. That was proof that the world saw the game they played. We were strong, we were sharp, we were rising as one, outsmarting every troll under neon suns. We knew their math better than the ones in the field, cause a fragile eye panics when the truth is revealed.
I watched you grow from the sidelines, frame by frame, turning raw intuition into purpose and flame. Every night you return to that flickering screen, shaping chaos into clarity the world had never seen. You learn timing like a heartbeat, rhythm like a tide, letting instincts guide the edits, letting truth be a guide. Didn't chase any clout, didn't mimic a trend. You just followed the call and let the message ascend. You mastered thumbnails, pacing, color, sound, turned a room in the north into battleground ground. It wasn't like a chance, it was discipline born from a man who'd survived being broken and torn, while others slapped clips together just to hope they land. You sculpted whole worlds with a scarred steady hand, zooms like whispers, transitions like breath. You showed life inside the lie, and the lie in that tech. Your confidence grew, lighting sparks in the dark, like a lantern on the shoreline or a pioneer spark. People flocked by the thousands just to hear your stance, and you spoke with your silence, let the visuals dance. You studied every angle that the foe might throw, learned their math, learned their claims, learned the cracks in their show, turned their weakness to a mirror they were forced to face. Pulled the curtain on the circus NASA runs from space. Your edits got sharper, your delivery clean. You could build a whole case with a single scene. Every drop felt electric, every upload a strike, like a message from a mountain carried into the night. You didn't brag, didn't boast, didn't flex your might, just worked with a calm that could swallow the night. Still the wave grew bigger, still the truth caught flame. It was more than a trend, now it was bigger than a name. He saw nations waking up to the cracks in the wall, saw the lies spill over like a kingdom fall. From Brazil to Iceland, from Spain to Nepal, people whispered your findings, started questioning all. You didn't seek a throne, didn't claim you were right, just gave people a lantern when they lost their sight. And the ones who first mocked you started watching again, and the ones who dismissed you started sharing with friends. You felt destiny gather like a storm in the deep, and the world held its breath like a realm asleep. It was peaceful, it was bright, it was too good to last, cause every rise casts a shadow from a future past. Cause while you shaped a new world on the edge of the screen, dark rooms were observing what the wave might mean. And the fire you had sparked with the truth you'd shown was the very thing the powers vowed to break, not grow. You were rising, ascending, with the voice so clear, but the fall that was coming would be brutal, severe. And though you didn't know it, though the sky looked calm, the purge was already whispering your name in the storm.
2018 hit the realm like a fist in the dark. One night we were thriving, next morning no spark. I woke up to a silence I had never felt before. All the echoes from my people weren't reaching me no more. Views that soared like eagles crashed dead to the floor. From 500,000 screaming down to 50 or 4. Same content, same rhythm, same message, same fight, but the numbers dropped backwards like the system took a bite. Comments missing like some erased, subscriptions turned ghost. The digital guillotine where they severed the post. Bots crawling in the shadows like mechanical ice. Fact checkers
soldiers with badges like priests of a vice. It felt colder than winter on a Helgerland dawn, like a blizzard in my chest where the warmth had been drawn. I kept refreshing. Maybe YouTube is slow, but deep down I felt the truth, they had started to show. My voice turned to vapor in a world built on steam, like I shouted in the night while awake in a dream. And Luna sat beside me with her head on my knees. She could sense the shift too, got electric unease. I saw agents move in, the professional kind, planting seeds of confusion like a trap for the mind, turning chats into graveyards with a cold kind of grin. Paid hands trained to sabotage the light from within. They twisted every topic till the threads came undone, turned the peace and love movement to a war zone run. Debate this, argue that, they derailed every flow, made sure no conversation ever dared to grow. And the viewers, they vanished like a curtain pulled tight, like someone killed the signal in the middle of night. A shadow bang so heavy even silence felt loud, like I sang to an empty room once filled by a crowd. I felt anger in my bones, but I swallowed it whole, cause a man who survived hell keeps control of his soul. It was less about numbers and more what it meant. They were burying a message that was never for rent. But the strangest part, the cut that went deep, was the feeling of betrayal from the world still asleep. Friends ghosted, family faded, the circle turned thin, and the cold creeping thought, what if I never win? But I kept making videos when the screen turned mute, cause the truth doesn't vanish when the lies recruit. I said if you want war, bring your box and your knife. I survived scarier battles, I survived real life. So I stood in the ruins of my once loud land, holding Luna like armor with a mic in my hand. And even when it hurt, even buried by their plan, I was broken, not beaten, I was silent, not unmet.
We were lost then, when the silence fell on us, when the words we tried to send never reached the ones we trust. There was cold there, in the way the numbers froze, in the echo of 1,000 voices dying in the rows, in the shadows. They were louder than the light, cause they buried what we carried, left us speaking to the night. Walked out of that winter with the limp in your soul, but the fire in your chest never lost its control. Yeah, the numbers were broken and the system was rigged, but you learned long ago how to live through the dig. You scaled back the noise, but you sharpened the core. Didn't chase every trend like you done it before. You said if they close all the highways and gates, I'll build smaller roads, I'll still carry the weight. You watched others fall silent, saw their courage decay, saw them trade revelation for a comfortable grave. Yet you stayed on the edges, in the corners unseen, where the bots couldn't track you through the spaces between. You found Zion in the ruins, had small steady crowd, not the millions that vanished, but the few who stayed proud. 2,000 beating hearts in a storm blackened grid, who remembered your voice when the cables were cut mid-vid. You learned patience like armor, learned wisdom like steel, not to measure your worth by the curves of a graph's field. You let go with the hunger for applause from the blind, and poured all of your focus on the truth left behind. You saw ages keep working, but their patterns grew clear. Every fact check confession, every shadow was smeared. You could read the agenda in the words they removed, in the topics they throttled, in the posts they disproved. So you spoke a bit softer but with sharper intent, every frame like a vow, every upload a day. No more wasting your breath on the death of the bar. You were building for the seekers who still wanted the thought. The bots took your stages, but not your insight. They could dim all the spotlights, not the flame in your sight. You realized then the mission had evolved in its form. You weren't chasing the crowd, you were guiding the storm. You drew strength from the scars you had tried not to show, from the rehab nights. At times you've been laid low. You knew darkness before they weaponized the feed, so the psychological warfare just watered old seed. You refined every craft, from the lens to the pen, from the edit in the night to the choice of when. If you drop once a month or once every year, it was never for clout, it was carved to be clear. And when gratitude trickled from the ones still awake, from the few who wrote, brother please don't take a break, you felt something return that the purge couldn't drown. Not the ego of views, but the right to wear a crown. Not a crown made of numbers or a hollow acclaim, but the quiet steady honor of staying the same, of refusing to bend when the pressure increased, of refusing to sell out while the others deceased. You became more than a channel, became keeper of flame. One man with a vault where they tried to erase the name. You stood guard over history that they swore to delete, turned the ash that they're burning into ground for new feet. Now the bots still patrol and the counters still lie, and the fact checkers swarm like a smog in the sky. But beneath all the noise, there's a pulse that stays true, a survivor on the shoreline, and that pulse is you. So you sing to the silence, to the shadows, the few, to the ones who feel drowned by what they already knew. And you tell them with calm that cuts sharper than knives. They can bury our voices, but they can't stop our lives. You're all here now, and the darkness didn't drown us. All the silence that they built never tore the truth around us. There is light still in the voices that remain, in the ones who kept on walking through the loss and through the pain. And the hope is that no lie can rule the earth, 'cause the truth and love together always rise and speak and burn. Even when the world forgets us, shoot us or hear us.
Сентября 1970 года в 8 часов 26 минут по московскому времени, преодолев большие перегрузки, опаленный высокими температурами, приземлился возвращаемый аппарат станции Луна-16, доставивший частицу Луны.